I really like this bag, the look of it. It's got some nice stitching. I like the color too. It's pretty sweet. Got some cool zippers. So, and for the rectangle tool again. So really you can see it's pretty easy, just, you know, using circles, using squares, triangles, really basic stuff. And you can see how it's looking consistent with when you're putting it within the box. So that's awesome. Might add some stuff on the side. Maybe there's like an extra pocket. These camping bags are pretty thick, especially if you're going hiking. They go bring tents and stuff. So I'm just gonna use that as a reference. I'm gonna add a fill to this so we can bring it to the front. We'll add another. Maybe we can add that for the zipper. Another thing I like to do as well to add some depth, because I'm using a 4-point stroke, if you're doing like thin strokes, just like half it. So you can see here, maybe I'm just going to put 2-point just to add some depth. It's also good to do that when you're like working with characters or that type of stuff as well. Adds a bit of depth. So maybe you can pretend there's like two zippers there. And then maybe we can add a dashed line. And that. Pretty cool. Or we can actually, I'm actually going to add a strap. So we can actually do a strap instead. Add some feels. So instead of the zipper, we'll just do a strap like that goes all the way down. And maybe we have like a pocket. Press the P tool and I'm going to click on this little path here. Just drag this out like that, and it looks like we have a pocket. Drag on the other side as well. So maybe they hide some snacks in there or something like that. So we've got that done. Sweet. Cool. So we've just created 4, cohesive icons. I think they're consistent, they're looking fun. You can even color them, and we're probably going to do that next. So you can, if you like icons just like this, you can keep them like this, but we're going to transform them, and we're going to, give it some life and color. So from now, after we've done our main icons, I'm just going to make a new layer, and then I'm going to call it color. And we're going to start adding colors to this. So I'm going to go to color hunt. And what we're going to do is find some color palettes that we can use. You can even go on Pinterest, and you can see that I found some other camping icons. But what I usually do is you can even type camping landscape, and you can draw some colors from here. So, you know, if you get this, you can get some, you know, oranges and dark blues. Or even here, you'll get some different colors, greens. And sometimes I just copy a picture, copy and paste, and I'll just draw colors from that. So maybe find a good example if you can. So I'll just pick this one, and I'll just copy and paste that in. So after we've done our set of little icons here, just strokes, we're going to find some color palettes now. So you can go on Pinterest and get some images and maybe draw some colors from there, or you can go Adobe Color or even Color Hunt I like using. So what I like to do, just go through here, find some color palettes we can use. That one's pretty cool. And we can actually, yeah, I'll use this one. It's got some nice greens here. So you just select it, and you can just copy paste the hex code in. So if you go on our swatches panel, double click the color, you'll get this box pop up, and you'll see you can implant the hex code here. Press Control V or Command V, and we're just going to copy that in. And now you've got that color in your swatches panel. Now we can just press New Swatch and Global Color, press OK. And we're going to have that there now. And I'm just going to drag it into this new group here. So click and drag it, and it's going to be on that group. And I'll do the same for the rest of these colors real quick. And there's so many different color palettes you can get. You know, just because it's camping, it doesn't have to be, you know, green. You know, it can be whatever, really. Whatever you feel that you like. And it's always good to build some color palettes, you know, test some different ones. You know, don't just stick with the basic colors, because then your designs won't look as engaging and they'll look too bland. So you want to make sure you're using an interesting color palette. So just going to finish up doing this last color, and then add that, click global, and then yeah. So we've got our color palettes there, and we can also just go on the side here. So if you want to just get the eyedropper out, we can just quickly, you know, press I and then select it. So if I want to do this, I can just go like this and get them in. So we've got our color palette here, and we'll just jump right into it. I'm just going to select these and copy it. So holding Alt and Shift, just going to copy it down like that. And we're going to select it. And when you select all the objects, or if you, I'm going to click it off, and I'm going to show you a trick. You can go to the Layers panel. If you click on the right, very right, you can see it selects everything in that layer. I'm just going to lock these ones and select these ones. You can also just select, click and drag and select them, and then drag this to the layer above. So now you can see these are on the bottom red layer, and this is on the green layer, which you can see the color here. So That's sweet. We're going to lock this layer here. So these are locked, and we're just going to start building these out. So you can always leave the icon live. If you like to play around with the strokes, you can leave it, or you can just select them or go to object and expand. If you expand it, it's going to make it into a shape. You can see that they're just shapes now, and you can just go to Pathfinder and unite them all. And that's one way to do it. If you don't want to edit your icon and you just want to use it like that, which is pretty handy. Or you can leave it live in case you want to edit some parts of it. Like maybe you don't like this shape, you can delete it and just build behind it. So one cool way is we can just like lock these tent. Locking the objects, you can just select it and go to object and lock, or command 2 or control 2. So we're going to start building out with these color palettes. I'm going to press P for the pen tool. And you can see we can just start and just filling like that. And just place it behind the tent. And then once again, I can use the reflect tool and just copy that across like that. So this is one simple way to build these out. You know, and get some cool effects. So we're probably going to make these really flat, but we'll do another version of making it with shadows. I kind of don't like this lantern, it's looking a bit funny. So I might actually... go Pathfinder and... So now I can move on to the lantern, and we're just going to use simple colors. So you can see if you want to do it separately, you can do it like that, build the color separately, because then you can go in here and change it, you know, the way you want it. Or you can actually just select the box and, you know, change the colors or change the fill. So that's one way to do it. It just depends how you want to do it. Because some things are just strokes, not all things are the shapes. So if you select it, the color might not appear properly. So we'll just go select the shapes, and you can see how I'm just filling these up. Let's bring it to the back. And you can always just edit the strokes just like that. So you can see how this is going to be. You can press Ctrl J, that's going to join the stroke, because you can see how it was empty before. So that's why it's great to work with shapes, because it's faster to color than doing it this way. So you want to make sure you try and keep it consistent. So yeah, see, we've got these icons colored.